everybody, it's Super Joe and Super Bear, and today I'm going to show you my 5-minute hip stretching routine. So let's get started. Disclaimer alert, disclaimer alert. So before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure you click on the subscribe button down there so I can see your comments. So this 5-minute stretching routine is going to be in real time, so if you'd like to follow along with me, you can. In general, if you see my videos, you'll always hear me say, do the 30-second stretch 3 times on each side. Well, for this one, since it's going to be a 5-minute stretching routine, we're going to cut it down just doing the side that's injured or hurting 30 seconds twice. So if you don't have a lot of time to do all of it, then 5 minutes is going to be enough. I always hear my patients say, I just don't have time to do a 30-40 minute routine throughout the day. Well, you definitely should be able to have 5 minutes to do. So I'd rather you hold the stretch for the full 30 seconds and shorten your reps. So we're going to start off with a 45-second warm-up just to kind of get the hip moving a little bit, and then we'll go into the stretch routine. So I've got it set up on an app on my phone just to kind of help us make sure we're staying on time. So the first one, we're just going to start doing the warm-up. So you can just do a heel slide to start off with. You don't have to do a certain amount, but see, this is just kind of getting that hip moving a little bit, so it doesn't have to be anything too crazy. You know, maybe just 5 or 10 of them just to kind of get moving. You can also, even in a sitting position, you don't have to lie down, you can just start doing some really short straight leg raises. So that's just going to get the muscle activating a little bit, get it moving. This might be a little bit tougher for some people, so you can do it lying down, or you can just do a little bit that way. You can also just do kind of a side to side. You can either keep your heel down and slide on either the floor or the bed or the couch, or you can pick it up a little bit. So the first stretch is going to be a hip flexor stretch. So you're going to get kind of into a lunge position. This is the one that I like the most. Use a pillow underneath if you can, and all you have to do is tuck in your tailbone. See how I'm rotating that hip? So that hip flexor that comes all the way up here, by just tucking in my booty, I'm getting that stretch through there, just holding that stretch. If you get to this position and your body's upright and you're not feeling a great stretch, you can get a little bit more, but that's all you really need to do. So we're gonna go back into it, 30-second stretch now. Rotate, tuck that tailbone in, and then if you need a little bit more, keep it tucked in and then just lean forward a little bit. So I'm getting a great stretch right through there. So it doesn't have to be big. If you're not tucking in your tailbone, you can get this far and not get a huge stretch. And you might have seen me do it this way before, but also keep your back upright. So you can get a stretch doing this, but really tuck in that tailbone to get the best. So now do a little 10-second break, and we're gonna come back down sitting on the floor or your couch. And we're gonna do a Piriformis stretch. So I like just doing the figure 4. So crossing over where my ankle is just above the opposite knee. So if you look down, it's kind of a figure 4. And then just slide your heel up or lean in a little bit to it. I kind of like doing the sliding my heel up, because then you can just get that nice stretch and not have to worry about stressing out your neck or your back moving forward. So this is for that piriformis or your glutes. It can be a glute stretch as well, getting that stretch right under there. So take a little break and then come right back into it. So again, if you're not feeling much of a stretch here, you can kind of lean into it. But see how I'm moving my whole back? I'm not curling into it like that. I'm bringing my whole back forward in a straight position. And now I'm getting more of that piriformis and that glute stretch in there. So that's really nice. Just make sure it's not painful, that there's just good tension in there and that it's not too uncomfortable. So the next one is going to be a groin stretch. There's a bunch of different ways you can stretch out your groin. The one I'm going to work with you today is the butterfly stretch. So just putting your feet out in front of you, touching, and then slowly bring them in until you start feeling a little stretch in the groin right there. To add on to that, if this isn't enough, you can place your, kind of forearms, elbows on the outside and push in. If that's still not quite enough, again, keeping your back upright, you can lean forward at your hips and you'll get a nice stretch in there. So this is a really good stretch for that, right in the groin area, which is in the hip area. So you really want those nice and flexible as well. Go back out, give it a quick pause, and come back in. And so sometimes you might feel that you can bring it in a little bit more for that second stretch. Again, if you want to push down with those forearms, if you want to lean into it, I'm getting a really big stretch there versus some people might say curl down like this, and I'm not even getting that much of a stretch versus keeping my back straight and leaning into it a little bit, getting that really nice stretch in there. So the next ones are going to be lying down. So if you've got a strap, a belt, a dog leash or something, we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So just kind of put it around the ball of your foot and then lie down. Keep your legs straight and go up into the stretch like this. Try not to bend that knee. That's the important part of getting the hamstrings stretching here, which come all the way up to the hip, the ischial tuberosities, those sit bones right there. And they cross the knee too, so they're crossing a couple joints. So you really want to make sure you get a good stretch. If your knee is starting to bend a little bit, come back down because you want that knee to be straight to get that good stretch. So just come down, take a quick break, and then come back up. Some people like to put the other side down, which you can. They say that gives them a little bit more of a stretch. I like to keep the knee propped up when I can because it takes a little pressure off the back. But again, that's completely up to you. It's really more important about keeping that knee straight and locked out. If you want to add the calves into it a little bit, if you pull your toes in towards you, that'll kind of activate those muscles and stretch those out a little bit as well. And then so the last stretch, you're going to be pretty much in the same position, and we're going to go into an IT band stretch. And so IT band stretch is the same setup, except bring this leg down. Still keeping that leg straight. When you come up and feel a little bit of tension, now you're going to cross over this way. So the IT band is really a band, it's not a muscle, and it comes up into the muscle that's called your tensor fascia lata, or the TFL, and that comes all the way up to the hip here. So when you're stretching your IT band, you're really probably stretching that muscle more, but IT band is such a common term now. When you say IT band stretch, that's really what you're stretching. Come down, take a little quick break, come back up, and then stretch over. So again, that IT band crosses the knee down here, comes all the way up, turns into that tensor fascia lata, and comes up into the hip. So this is a really good one to stretch for both your knee and your hip. And again, that's what sometimes the controversy is about the IT band. Are you really stretching it? But you're really stretching that muscle belly up there, just like the Achilles tendon attached to your calf muscles. So that's kind of how that works. So there you have it. Ooh, yes! So there was your 5-minute stretching hip routine. Yeah, you liked that, didn't you? It made you sleepy. If you'd like to help support my channel, make sure and click on the link up there. And don't forget to subscribe. Where? Over on that side down there. And remember, be safe, have fun, and I hope you feel better soon.